Hello and welcome to Practical Applications, the show where we teach you about the science and history of the various things that you may have lurking in both your neighborhood and your home. I'm your host John, and today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite cooking appliances, the cast iron skillet, which I usually keep right here not on my stove, it's not here. Okay, so I have mine in my oven. Big whoop, I need some space on the cooktop. Anyway, this is my cast iron skillet. I got mine from my parents a couple of years ago when I first got an apartment in college. And as a whole, cast iron has been a pretty popular cooking material. The Chinese may have been using cast iron to cook food for millennia. And it's not just skillets. The Dutch ovens have also been a pretty popular cooking device for, once again, hundreds of years. I don't know how long in comparison to the skillet, but still pretty dang popular. In fact, the reason why cast iron isn't quite as popular today as it was back in the day is because back in the 60s and 70s, Teflon and non-stick skillets were really coming into vogue, and they kind of knocked the cast iron off its pedestal. But, you know, cast iron still is a pretty good cooking material, and it's still quite popular today. Not as popular as it was, but still popular nonetheless. And it's really easy to see why. For one thing, cast iron is a pretty righteous conductor of heat. When you put it on a flame, or even an electric burner for that matter, it heats up really quickly and heats up very evenly. And not just cooking foods on a cooktop, but you can put a cast iron skillet over a campfire, under the oven, pretty much any place you can think of, and it can withstand very high temperatures. Unlike, say, Teflon or other non-stick cookware, which can really exceed 400 or 500 degrees because the stuff on that makes the non-stick coating stick, Teflon, it's kind of noxious when it starts fuming off like that. Also, and you may not believe this, especially if you don't have a cast iron skillet, but cast iron can actually have some sort of a non-stick property, which I think is kind of cool. Now, I wasn't able to confirm this bit, but I think one of the big reasons is that cast iron gets seasoned once you buy it, or sometimes it's seasoned when it's back at the shop when it's being made. But overall, cast iron needs to be seasoned before you cook with it. Now, when I say seasoning, I mean you basically take a cast iron skillet, wash it in hot soapy water, and dry it, put a very light coating of vegetable or some other oil on it, and then bake it for like an hour in the oven. Like I said, I haven't been able to confirm this, but it's probably because of this seasoning process that allows cast iron to have some sort of a non-stick property, and probably what allows it to cook so many different foods, from tacos to pancakes. Actually, come to think of it, the only thing I haven't been able to make in my cast iron skillet is scrambled eggs. Now, if you've never used cast iron cookware before, I highly recommend it. The material, the seasoning, that makes it a pretty rad piece of equipment to use. And really, I gotta go make some dinner now. I'm gonna go, and I'll see you on the next episode of Practical Applications. And I will see you with my cast iron skillet next time.